The boy gave the model airplane just a gentle push, but to his surprise, the small plane seemed to come alive, slowly gliding forward, pushing a bucket across the floor. This made the boy instantly realize the little plane had been revived. To test his theory, he took advantage of his babysitter's distraction to bring over a ladder, then tied the small plane to himself and climbed onto the roof. It turned out, he was fantasizing that the little plane could take him soaring through the sky. Fortunately, his mom caught him just in time, but the small plane fell to the ground as a result. What they didn't know was, a dangerous situation was quietly beginning to unfold. After returning inside, Mom sternly scolded the boy for his behavior and forbade him from touching the plane again, throwing it into the storage room and firmly locking the door. No matter how much the boy pleaded, Mom refused to take it out. However, while mother and son were arguing, something strange happened. The small plane suddenly burst through the window, flying wildly around the room as if out of control. Mom grabbed a mop to try to knock it down, but this action only angered the little plane. The next moment, the plane's body began to emit a red glow. The sight immediately terrified Mom, making her scream, and the boy clutched his mother tightly in fear. Strangely though, the plane's anger gradually subsided. Since Mom was already frightened by what had just happened, she reluctantly allowed the boy to take the plane back to his room. But afterward, Mom was still shaken, so she called her friend Mike and told him about the strange incident. To unravel the mystery of the small plane, while the boy was sound asleep that night, they quietly took away the mysterious little plane, carefully examining every detail on it. Confusingly though, from the outside, there were no hidden switches anywhere on the plane. Mike was determined, taking out a knife to cut into the body. But surprisingly, the plane's shell was as solid as stone. Not even the sharp blade could leave a mark. After discovering the plane's abnormality, Mike quickly took it back to his laboratory, planning to conduct a thorough investigation. What they never expected was, after a systematic scan, the small plane contained absolutely no electronic components inside. This left them puzzled. Could this little plane really have come to life? To confirm their suspicions, they placed the small plane under a hydraulic press, activating the switch to crush down hard on the little plane. Shockingly, after the test, the small plane remained completely intact, without even the slightest scratch appearing. Meanwhile, on the other side, the boy had learned that his plane had been taken away. To rescue his plane, he sneaked into the laboratory in the middle of the night, and while Mike was on a call, quietly took the plane and hid it. He had planned to slip out, but when Mike finished his call, he immediately noticed the plane was missing. Seeing what looked like a figure hiding behind a cabinet, he instantly realized the boy had come to retrieve the plane. Just as he was about to approach and ask, a nearby cabinet suddenly shook violently, toppling directly toward him. Taking advantage of this opportunity, the boy ran away as fast as he could, but by then Mike had triggered the alarm. Where could the boy possibly escape to? Soon the entire facility went into lockdown. Luckily, the boy had his father's work card, and with this card, he managed to run all the way to the top floor of the research facility. At that moment, he made a bold decision, without hesitation tying the small plane to himself, then climbing to the highest point of the facility. Incredibly, just then, a miracle happened. The little plane actually carried the boy flying into the sky.